What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another video. Now on this channel, we got quite a few subscribers, and those subscribers are on a spectrum. Not the spectrum, I mean some of them might be, but a spectrum in regards to where you're at on your weight loss and fitness journey. As cliche as that is to say, right? Fitness journey. Sometimes I cringe when I see people write that, but really, you know, being healthy, looking good, feeling good, right? It's an ever-evolving process. You don't just get shredded one day and then boom, it's back to pizza. At some point, it's got to transition to a lifestyle, and what I've realized is there's some people on the channel that are just starting out. They're learning. They're navigating through a sea of bullshit, bro science, trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong when they're trying to lose weight. And then there's other people that are more advanced, someone that might even be more far along than I am. And what I wanted this video to be right here was 15 of the most important tips when it comes to losing weight, keeping it off, getting a six-pack, looking good at the pool party, looking good naked, etc. Now, some of these tips I learned in the first few years of trying to lose weight and do this whole bodybuilding thing. And then there's quite literally tips that I didn't learn until a few weeks ago. But one thing I do know is whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned veteran that's set in your ways, I'm telling you, I truly believe this list right here and these tips, even if you implement just a few of them, can literally be a game changer and can make all the difference in you getting to your goal physique, your dream body, or you failing and giving up, which honestly, if you look at the stats, the majority of people that start diets end up doing. And as a wise man once said, knowledge is power. And after this video, I really believe you'll have every single tool for success. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all are ready to get an epic video underway, and as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah!
You're only gonna see me where I'm paid to be. I'm only watching TV if I'm watching me. Got it out the mud, now my Jordan's clean. Diamonds on me, dancing, let them drip on me. Bring a couple bottles, put it on my...
Tip number one is that carbs are not the enemy. You don't have to eat a low-carb diet to have a six-pack and be shredded. Foods like white bread and pastas aren't evil just because they contain carbohydrates. And eating them won't cause you to just magically gain weight. That's not how it works. I'm currently 8 weeks into my new program, and I'm eating more carbohydrates than I've ever eaten on a program before, and simultaneously, I feel much better. I have more energy. I'm getting better workouts. I feel as if I'm holding on to more muscle. Overall, the quality of life is much better. And it took me understanding that our bodies actually use carbohydrates for energy. It's the most efficient source we can get. And if you cut them completely, you're gonna feel like crap. Your performance is gonna suffer. You're gonna feel deprived. And realistically, if you don't feel good doing a program, then you're probably not gonna stick to it. Ultimately, it's not the carbs that are bad for you. It's overeating the carbs that is. As long as you're in a calorie deficit and you're eating enough protein, carbs are only gonna be beneficial and are only gonna help you feel much better while you're dieting. And tip number two is that by no means do you need to be taking any supplements in order to lose weight and build muscle. You don't need a fat burner, testosterone boosters don't even work, and drinking protein shakes isn't magically gonna have you build 10 pounds of muscle overnight. I still remember starting out and going to GNC and basically blowing my entire paycheck on whatever the guy in the polo with a bicep vein told me to grab. And it's not that some of these things like creatine, like a good multivitamin, a greens powder, it's not that they don't work and they don't have a place in your diet. It's just that by no means are they necessary. At the end of the day, the most important thing is your diet. No supplement they make is magic. There's no secret pill. If there was, every single celebrity would look like a bodybuilder or a bikini competitor. At the end of the day, diet reigns supreme, and don't think you need any supplement in particular to reach your goals. My third tip is to keep a daily weight log. Use an app like MyFitnessPal. When you wake up in the morning, don't eat anything, use the restroom, don't drink anything, step on the scale, log it in your phone. Not only does this start your day off with a fantastic habit, it gives you a lot of data you can use moving forward. Are you not losing weight as quickly as you'd like? Maybe you're eating too many calories. Are you losing weight too quickly? Maybe you need to increase. If you're only weighing in a couple times a week, or maybe even just once, you're not getting a clear picture of exactly how the diet, the training, and everything is affecting you. Which leads me to the fourth tip, understanding why your weight fluctuates. And this one right here has been crucial for me, especially on this particular program. There's a lot of reasons why your weight can fluctuate even if you're following the diet perfectly. For women, it's really prevalent around that time of the month when hormones are fluctuating, can cause you to hold water. If on a particular day you had much more salt than normal, you could wake up the next morning a little heavier than you were the day previous. You could perhaps have eaten your meals later on in the day due to being busy, and maybe your final meal was a little closer to bed. It didn't digest digest fully, and you'll end up weighing more the next day. So keeping the daily weight log in conjunction with understanding that your weight will fluctuate really lets you pinpoint what it was. I had a meal last week that had a lot more salt than normal, ended up drinking a lot more water before bed, woke up the next day I was 2 pounds heavier, but I understood that it wasn't actually fat that I gained, I was just holding a little water. One day back on my diet, boom, it was all gone. So be prepared for these, because early on I'd wake up so upset if I was heavier, not understanding that it just happens. As long as you're being consistent, following your diet, don't be scared of these weight fluctuations. Keep on going, and I promise it'll fall off quick. And tip number 5 is that fad diets are overrated. Early on in my YouTube diet career, and even further past that into like 2020, a new diet would come out, I'd have to try it, whether it was keto, carb cycling, carnivore. I've done them all, folks. If you look back, there's a record. And what I discovered about these diets is that a lot of them only work because they have you so restricted. If you were an ice cream fiend before, well, you can't have ice cream on keto. You can't have donuts on carnivore. So when you cut out those foods initially, you are going to see some benefit. But what I find the majority of people that cover these never talk about is how much you're eating. How many calories are you eating? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're only eating meat and you have 0 carbs. If you're eating too many calories, you're not going to lose weight. Any diet, losing weight only works through calorie restriction and eating less calories than your body needs in a day. And I personally have no beef with any diet in particular, but you need to understand, just because you're doing keto, you're not going to lose weight just because it's keto and it's magic. The law of thermodynamics still applies, and no matter how many eggs you eat or bulletproof coffees you drink, that's never going to change. And tip number 6 is that if you want to be successful long term, you gotta eat foods that you actually like eating. I was raised by a single mom, busy providing for us kids, and I essentially grew up on Mountain Dew and fast food. So when it came time to do this whole bodybuilding, eating healthy thing, when I thought you could only eat chicken, rice, and broccoli to lose weight, I'd never truly enjoyed it. It was bland. It wasn't something I actually looked forward to. And then in 2020, I discovered that really I could have whatever food I wanted. There was no such thing as a bad food, only bad ingredients. If it fit my macros, I was good. Hence, all the videos you've probably seen on the channel, the cookbook, the anabolic recipes, that entire concept was born. So instead of telling myself I couldn't have pizza, I just went ahead and had the pizza. I just made it in such a way that it was higher protein, lower in calories, and would fit right into my diet. Same thing with desserts, and the same thing even with the snacks I was eating. This concept alone changed the game for me. Instead of creating the unhealthy relationship with food where I told myself I just couldn't have something the entire time I was dieting, then once I reached my goal, I would just binge and gain all the weight back. Instead, I would slot these into my daily diet, and I'd never end up having the craving to begin with because I was already eating the foods I liked. And I think long term, to be successful, you gotta enjoy what you're doing. So if you're like me and you like good food, I would assume most people do, then make sure you check out some of the recipe videos on my channel. I have a ton of them that you can lean on, easy to make, slot into your diet, have tons of protein, and it'll make following a diet while you're losing weight something you'll enjoy. And if you end up liking those and it's something you want to do long term, you can always head down to my description box and pick up a copy of my cookbook, the RJF Anabolic Cookbook, and you'll literally have all those recipes right in your pocket. Over 350 pages filled with amazing, better for you foods. And the best part is, every time I drop a new recipe on the channel, that recipe gets added to the book for free, and you just go download your updated copy. If you follow us in here, you'll not only be eating good, but losing weight at the exact same time. And I truly know if you follow us in here, you'll see results no matter what. You just got to do it. If you want to check this out, hit the link in my description box. And tip number 7 is that you don't have to do exercises that you don't enjoy. I spent a lot of time doing deadlifts, doing barbell squats, barbell front squats, to essentially come to the realization that they weren't worth my time, and I just didn't like doing them. As someone who primarily lifts by themselves, loading up the deadlift station, that was like 45 minutes of my workout just doing deadlifts. When it came to squatting, I could do it, but to go as heavy as I would want to go without a spotter was just, I don't know, not something I like doing. So I essentially just quit doing them, and not only do I get out of the gym faster, I don't feel like it's hurt my gains at all. And if it has, then so be it, because I'm really happy with my body. Instead of actual barbell squats, I'll just use a hack squat machine. I'll just do leg press. Instead of barbell deadlifts, I'll just do some bent over dumbbell deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts. Doing those, it's not only faster, I actually enjoy doing them as opposed to not looking forward to my workout workout, and I'll say just because a particular influencer or someone tells you like this is the workout you need to be doing, doesn't mean you have to. And I guarantee there's an exercise that's similar that you'll actually enjoy doing. It'll make your time at the gym a much better experience. Tip number 8, folks, big tip, track your macros. I know that might sound like a beginner tip, but really, if you want to guarantee your results and you want to know that no matter what, that if you put the work in day after day, you'll literally lose weight no matter what, then tracking macros is the only way to go. If you're new to all this and you're not sure what macros are or even how to track them in an app like MyFitnessPal, then I recommend you watch the video I put out a few weeks back where I break all of it down in depth. If you watch that, you'll be a pro. Like I said earlier with the fad diets, if you're just eating healthier but still overeating on calories, it's not gonna work. Tracking your macros, just like tracking your daily weigh-in, gives you all the data. You can literally break it down mathematically and you'll know with 100% certainty that every day you track them successfully is another day that you're one step closer to your goal. Once you get in the swing of it, it's really easy. If you gotta eat out or eat at a fast food restaurant, you can easily key things in and it really helps you be more flexible. You're able to slot foods in and out. If I want a pizza for dinner tonight and then I want a fried chicken sandwich tomorrow from the cookbook, I can do that instead of just having like a rigid meal plan. So I'm telling you, if you haven't been doing it, track your macros, download MyFitnessPal, watch my video on it, and I promise it might just be the single best tip I give you in this video. Tip number 9 is that getting in 10,000 steps a day is cardio. One of the reasons I think I'm enjoying the program I'm on right now as much as I am is that I eliminated traditional cardio from my program for the first time ever. My only cardio goal is ensuring that I get at least 10,000 steps in a day. With my iPhone in my pocket, the fitness app on here tracks my steps. Literally couldn't be any easier. And although everybody watching this, we're all different shapes, sizes, heights, ages, genders, the actual calories burnt from 10,000 steps will vary, but on average, it's close to 300. A lot of times on past programs, I would start with 20 minutes of incline treadmill, stair step or elliptical, something like that. And by the end of a program, I was doing 40 minutes of cardio a day. So you add that to the workout, let's say that's 40 minutes to an hour. Factor in drive time, I'm spending 2 hours or more at the gym. My schedule these days with ANABOLIC is extremely hectic. I just don't have that type of time. So switching over to the 10,000, I was reluctant at first, but now that I'm in it and I've had these results, I'm a true believer. So I'm telling you, if you've been dreading cardio, you don't like doing it, focus on hitting that 10,000 number and tell me it wasn't not only easy, but it also saved you a ton of time. And that goes perfectly into my 10th tip, which is love your routine. Love what you do. I'm at a point where I genuinely enjoy going to the gym. I genuinely enjoy getting my steps in. I genuinely enjoy the diet I'm on and the foods I'm eating. When I'm getting my steps in, that's when I watch YouTube videos on my phone, listen to my favorite podcasts or audiobooks, or recently I use my Logitech G Cloud, remote play from my Xbox, and play a video game while I do it. It literally feels like therapy. On old programs, I would train basically 7 days out of the week. On this one, I'm training around 4 days, and I enjoy that much better. I'm easily getting in and out of the gym in under 40 minutes. A lot of that due to eliminating the exercises I don't like. And if I have a particularly busy day, I just lift at home. I have a flat bench and a set of adjustable dumbbells that'll do the trick. If what you're doing becomes like a massive inconvenience, or it's robbing you of all your free time and you don't love it, then I recommend finding a way to tweak things a bit so you view it as less of a hindrance and more as something that's beneficial. Because like I said earlier, if you love what you do, it doesn't ever gotta feel like work. And tip number 11 is that less is more. What I mean by that is that it's easy to overdo it and just do way too much. Like I was just saying, early on in this fitness thing, I was spending 7 days a week in the gym, doing 40 minutes of cardio every single day. Instead of starting my diet at a 500 calorie deficit, I would push it closer to 800, 1,000. I wanted everything super fast and always considered the more I did, whether that was cardio, whether that was reps in the gym, whether that was workouts, I always thought the more the better. But really with this program, I've scaled it back a ton. Instead of eating 1,800 calories, I'm eating 2,200 calories a day. Instead of the crazy cardio, 10,000 steps, 4 days a week in the gym instead of 7. And funny enough, I truly believe this program right here is some of the best overall results I've ever had. Mental well-being, how good I feel, energy levels, no crazy cravings, literally just taking it nice and slow and enjoying the process. You don't gotta be in the gym for hours, nor do you gotta be slaving away on a cardio machine. Take your time, enjoy it, stay consistent, and I promise that'll treat you much better in the long run. And tip number 12 is understanding calories in versus calories out. We've touched on this a little bit in this video, but truly, it took me a long time to really figure this concept out. At the end of the day, the fad diets, eating bread, taking the fat burners, all of this stuff, right? None of that is going to change the simple concept of calories in versus calories out. We all have a set amount of calories that our body needs in a day. If we eat under that, we lose weight. If we eat more than that, we gain weight. Through our training and activity levels and cardio, we can change the amount of calories you need in a day, but ultimately, wherever that number falls, if you don't eat less than that, you won't lose weight. So even at the simplest level, if you don't want to track macros, you don't want to make sure you're getting in enough protein, you don't want to do any of that. At a bare minimum, as long as you eat less calories than you need in a day, you are going to lose weight. And the funny part is, I think we make it so complicated when in all reality, it is that simple. And tip number 13 is to not starve yourself. I'm guilty of this in the past, and I know a lot of people are too. We want to lose weight, we want to lose it quick, and we think, well, I'm just going to eat as little as possible. And while initially that might work, and scientifically it'll work, the problem with that is the bigger your deficit over a longer time horizon, or I should say a long enough time horizon, is eventually going to run into massive complications. Not only is it not sustainable, you're eventually going to hit a wall where you have no energy, you're going to be sleeping like crap, you are going to be constantly hungry all the time, you're going to crash your metabolism, and basically, having reached that point before, once you get there, there's really no turning back at that point. This is how you get the binge eating disorders. This is how you get the really unhealthy obsession with food. This is why at the end of a lot of diets, people that get really lean end up binging and gaining all the weight back within a month. And when you cut your calories too low, you also run the risk of burning off your hard-earned muscle, which if you've been putting years in the gym, you really don't want to do. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't starve yourself. Enjoy the process, and I promise you'll be much better off. And tip number 14, folks, is that cheat meals aren't free. As someone in the past that always did in every Saturday cheat meal, had whatever I wanted, this one right here is really personal to me because I've been able to get lean in the past. I've been able to get in really good shape in the past with one cheat meal a week. But what I didn't realize is how much faster and better the results would be if I still tracked the calories of my cheat meal and just had a better approach. An old cheat meal for me might have been half a large pizza, maybe some ice cream as a dessert, easily 3,000, 4,000 calories, which ultimately undid a lot of the work I put in that week towards my goal. Now when I do a cheat meal, I factor it into my macros, I track it, and I don't let myself go more than 1,000 calories over whatever my daily calorie goal was. This little tweak alone to my diet has been so beneficial, not only mentally but physically. It's actually astounding to me. I'm so used to waking up the Sunday after a cheat meal up 5, 6, 7 pounds due to water weight and inflammation, and that doesn't happen anymore. The most I've gained after a cheat meal is just 2 pounds, and that was on a day I had a thin crust pizza that was really salty. To be able to wake up Monday morning basically the same weight I was on Saturday has been a game changer for me. And if you're the type of person that's going out and you're like, I'm just gonna have whatever I want on my cheat meal, eat whatever, it doesn't matter because I was good all week, I'm telling you, all those calories still count, they all still matter, and if you're letting those get too crazy, it's only gonna slow down your progress and make getting to your goal way harder than it needs to be. And all of that leads us to our final tip. Tip number 15, which is to simply live your life. And this one right here is huge, guys. Really, for the majority of my time on YouTube, doing this whole fitness thing, if I was on a program, I basically just said no to everything. I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to go out to eat at a restaurant because I was terrified that I would cheat on my diet. I couldn't miss a day at the gym for fear I'd lose all my gains. I really became obsessed with the program, and I ended up missing out on a lot of memories, a lot of things I could have done that I would probably look back on really fondly now. But instead, a lot of times in the past, I let fitness and my diet take over my life instead of incorporating it into my life and not being afraid to make the adjustments and still go have fun. I mean, really, guys, what good is having a six-pack, having your goal body, putting all this work in, if you can't go out and enjoy it? Why work your whole life to make enough money to buy a Lamborghini just to buy it and park it in the garage? Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? I had to make a deal with myself at the start of this program that I wouldn't let this keep me from having fun. And really, through that mindset is where I developed a lot of the tips we just talked about. If I get invited to a dinner, I do my best to track my macros. I have a trip coming up in a few weeks to see my family, and I'm not going to be able to go to the gym, and I don't care. I know the gym's always going to be here when I get back. At the end of the day, guys, you only live one life. You only get one shot at this thing. And as someone that literally, I don't want to say threw away my 20s, I wouldn't consider that, but someone that definitely didn't see all the world had to offer, didn't have perhaps as many late nights as I needed or as many experiences, I find myself a little older, perhaps regretting it a little bit, focusing too much on this stuff and less on the real world. Ultimately, I think happiness is balance. Too much of any one thing is a bad thing. So I recommend being on program and being being as consistent as you can be the majority of the time. That way, when the vacations come, when the events come, when the family cookouts come, you can afford to be off your program, make the memories, and ultimately, as long as you get back on afterwards, you'll be better for it. And boom, folks, those are my tips. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you stuck around to this point in the video, props to you. I really do appreciate that. If there's something that you think I forgot, comment it down below. We got lots of new people watching these videos and they go to the comments for some information. So if you can share some of your knowledge, someone else sees it, hey, you're helping someone out. And where I'm from, we call that good karma. And good karma feels good. So I appreciate all of you guys for watching. Real quick, if you want to try the best tasting protein bar in the world, the ANABOLIC, I recommend you visit theanabar.com and use my code RJF10 to save you some money. We just launched the new Death by Peanut Butter flavor on our website. It was a GNC exclusive. Hands down my favorite. I'm eating these literally every single day. Tastes like a candy bar. I know if you try it, you'll love it. You can also find us in GNC, Vitamin Shop, HEB grocery stores, a ton of gas stations, supplement shops. We have a store locator on our site you can check out. You can find us on Amazon. And now, for the first time, we offer international shipping through iHerb, IHERB.com. They ship to 180 different countries. You can try ANABOLIC finally. And like I said, I know if you try it, you'll love it. And as always, I appreciate everybody that supports this. Literally couldn't have done this without y'all. Thank you. And if you ever like the clothes I'm wearing, like this cutoff tee right here, woo, or their new cargo shorts, look at this. Got cargo pockets with a button. You can put an ANABOLIC in there. Pocket for your wallet. Great fit. Woo! Be sure to check out youngla.com. My code RJF will save you money. This stuff is quite literally all I wear. They got stuff for every occasion, for men and women. I know if you check them out, you'll find something you like. And finally, if you want me to make you a meal plan, break down your macros, structure it for you, give you multiple options, broken down meal by meal so you know exactly what you got to do to lose weight, then check out my website, RemingtonJamesFitness.com. I'll send you over a questionnaire. You fill it out, and we'll both together make some big things happen. And with that, folks, I am out of here. Thank y'all once again. Make sure you check out my second channel where I put my music at, linked in the description box. And with that, I'm gone. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. We gone.